All right, so I know you're all at home anxiously awaiting the purple and M&M's big debut.
I am.
Yeah.
Purple is my favorite color.
There you
I did
go.
not know you could buy purple online. And speaking of childhood memories, I remember when I was little and you could call in and vote for the new color M&M, and it was either blue or green. Do y'all remember that? You could call in.
I remember that.
And so M&M is my favorite candy.
Well, there you go.
So I'm thrilled over this
Go online
news.
tonight, order some. There you go.
Well, we're not using M&Ms today.
I wish. But you know what? You got something else good cooking up here. And again, this is Lucy with Greer's Markets. We all know and love her. And so what are you cooking for us today?
Today we are doing a Tuscan pot pie, chicken pot pie. So the classic chicken pot pie is one of my favorite foods. I've shared our recipe on here, that the way my grandfather used to make it, and that's how we make it in our family. And today I thought we could kind of do a mix-up with some different flavors. So I started with 2 tablespoons of butter in here, and we're going to be using sun-dried tomatoes. So I just bought a jar of sun-dried tomatoes in the oil. So I just took a tablespoon of the oil out and I put it in here. We have it about over medium heat. And I just have 1 small onion that I just chopped up. So we're going to let this cook for about 5 to 8 minutes. We don't want to put color on these. We just want to soften them and let them become translucent. So I'm going to hit this up just a little bit. But
Perfect.
yes. So, and then I'm just taking a shortcut from the store. I just got a rotisserie chicken. And I just took the skin and bones out of that and just shredded it up. But of course you could cook some chicken or do however you wanted to do.
As I say, nice and simple. And then also, I mean, you get a lot of chicken from a rotisserie chicken, so you can use it in multiple ways even after that as well.
Absolutely.
And such a delicious dish. I love chicken pot pies. It's definitely a comfort food that I think of. And I mean, we have some chilly nights coming up.
I know.
And so I'm excited about those, but this sounds like the perfect dish really to just whip up for those.
Yes, and I thought it would be exactly what you said, something a little bit nice to have with that chilly weather coming. And I know that we're going to be talking about the Mobtown Burger Week, and we are participating in that. Our new location downtown on St. Louis Street. Last year we came in 2nd place, and we were totally bummed we didn't win. But this year we have an awesome burger, and we bake our jalapeno cheddar bread in store, so we're using that. And then we have our fresh ground patties, and we're doing 3 pepper Colby Jack and caramelized onions and a kind of a Hatch chili jalapeno jam on it. Ooh. So it's like sweet and spicy. It's really good.
That sounds
sweet heat burger.
There you go, sweet heat burger. That sounds delicious. And so lots of different things cooking up with Greer's right now. So I mean, we have the burger to talk about, but also we have this delicious pot pie to talk about as well. And so would you say that this is just a simple weeknight recipe for families to make?
Yes, absolutely. So and it's not going to take too long at all. After we let those soften, we just have a few more ingredients, and it's going to come together quick.
Perfect. So I'm really excited to see that end result. Looks like a nice dish coming together, and I can tell y'all too, this smells delicious already. So excited to check that out. We'll be back with more with Joe coming up soon. Joe.
Smelling great here in the kitchen with Lucy Greer. She's making a Tuscan chicken pot pie. Lucy, good to see you as always.
You too, thank you.
So what are we smelling already here?
Okay, so we melted 2 tablespoons of butter in this large skillet, and we added 1 tablespoon of our sun-dried tomato oil, and we just let our really small onion cook in here for about 8 minutes. We didn't put color on it. We just let them get translucent. And then I just whisked in 4 tablespoons of flour, and I just let that cook for 1 to 2 minutes just so that raw flour taste gets cooked out. And now I'm going to whisk in a cup of chicken broth and also 1.5 cups of milk. And this is going to thicken up for us. I'm just going to turn the heat up a little bit. And then after that, I'm going to wilt in about 4 cups of fresh baby spinach. So that'll just take a few minutes.
All right, so while we're working on all of that stuff, gives us a little bit of time to talk about Mobtown Burger Week. We mentioned it during the show already, but let's pop up a picture. We do have this year's creation. Lucy, it's on the screen right now. Once again, detail what I'm looking at.
Okay. we start with, we bake our jalapeno cheddar bread in store. So that is the bun. And then we have our Black Angus chuck patty.
Ooh, Black Angus chuck.
Yes, so we season that, of course, put it on the flat top. And then we have caramelized onions on there. And then we have boar's head in that store. So we use that boar's head, 3 pepper Colby Jack cheese. And then we top it off with a hatch chili jam. So we call it our Sweet Heat St. Louis burger.
So is this something that's created only for Mobtown Burger Week, or is this going to be something you can get often at Greer? How does that work?
We just created it for the Burger Week, but if it has a great response, then it might be something that we can put on the menu. So I know Sydney was here and she was talking about it, and it starts Saturday. So beginning Saturday the 1st to the next Saturday, the 8th, you can come into our store on St. Louis Street and get that burger, and then you can go online or there's a QR code and you can go vote for us. And then, like she said, it's great because those sales go to Restore Mobile, so that's really good.
Yeah, great organization there. So I have a checkup with annual checkup with my doctor on Friday. He better not tell me to not eat burgers from then on forward, because that next week it's got to be burger
I think you need to
time.
reschedule your appointment.
For after that?
Yeah.
Just be like, and then come in and be like, huh.
Yeah.
Like, well, I've been eating burgers all week, Doc. All right, so that's great stuff. That looks like a tasty treat. I really like all the,
Yay.
you got some premium ingredients in there with all that stuff.
Absolutely.
The boar's head cheese, the Angus, Black Angus chuck,
Yes.
all that.
And that homemade bread, y'all, it's so good.
All right, well, this is looking fantastic, too. This is Tuscan Chicken Pot Pie. You can get this recipe online, and hey, things are kind of cooling down a little bit over the past few days, so you kind of want something to warm you up.
Absolutely. So right now, like I said, we're just wilting in our 4 cups of baby spinach, and that's just gonna, wilt right down. And then I would just go ahead and add our spices. We have salt, pepper, and a little bit of garlic powder. And then we only have a few more ingredients left, and we'll be ready to put it in our dish and put our crust on.
All right, well, this all sounds great. Can't wait to see this come together on the show. We will have more with Lucy in just a bit. Jen? Smells like Tuscan Chicken Pot Pie in here.
You have an astute nose.
Yeah, thank you. Is that what we're making?
That is what we're making.
Cool.
So we are putting the finishing touches on it. So we started out just making really a basic cream sauce with a little bit of onion and flour and butter, and we put in some chicken broth and some milk, and so we made our little creamy base. And then we put in about 4 cups of fresh baby spinach, wilted that down, and then I added about a cup of our sun-dried tomatoes. I just bought those in oil, and they're already sliced up, so you don't even have to do that. And now I'm adding 1 can of cannellini beans. I did drain and rinse those. I just put them back in the can, so make sure you do that. And then I'm just...
Do they call them cannellini beans because they're in a can?
Probably.
Is there a region in Italy called cannellini?
I don't know.
Maybe. I need to look this up.
Okay, we'll look that up. We'll let everybody know next week.
Danielle, look that up.
Okay.
All right, we got our producer on it.
Perfect. So then we added our 1 rotisserie chicken. And this is the filling. So I have a pie plate here, and I'm just using the refrigerated pie crust that you get in the dairy section, but you could of course make your own. You could of course use a frozen one, but this one you just let it sit out on the counter for about 10 minutes, and it's gonna easily unroll and go on top of this. So
yeah, sometimes you just want to make things a little easier.
yeah, for sure. So this is going to cook for about 35 minutes at 350. And then if the crust starts to get too brown, of course, just grab some aluminum foil and pop it over the top until the filling gets nice and bubbly. All right, now here's our crust. If I was my grandmother, I would be making it. But sometimes, like you said, you just don't have enough time. So we'll just press it on like that.
Did they have more time for stuff back in the day?
I guess. I don't know. I think maybe they were just better. I don't know. The best generation. And then you just want to poke a few holes so that air can escape and it doesn't puff all the way up. So now this is ready for, so 350, and it'll be ready for supper time.
All right, well that looks fantastic.
I know.
You can see the finished project right here. A recipe that you can make for the whole family. Quick, easy, delicious, y'all. So good. You can find all the recipe ingredients at Greer's. Any update on my cannellini beans, producer Danielle? It is from Italy, but it doesn't say cannellini Italy. Cattle or something.
Okay, we'll have to report back next
All
week.
right, sorry, I just get on tangents where I just want to know information. You know,
know.
information
You're just
is
a
power.
sponge.
All right, thank you, Lucy. Good to see you. We'll see you back here again next week. Looking forward to it.
Thank you.